Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully complete our neighbor portions, right? So right now I'm logged in. For the reasons it's now showing our username, and also here I define one of the Fafa icon, so now it's visible. So now in this video I want to work for our product details page. Like here, if you click on here, it will be redirected to our product details page, right? So if you want to do that work, first of all we have to create one of the page for this one. Like in our, right now we don't need this. I just simply remove everything from here. Okay, I just simply remove it. So now if you want to create it, so you have to go to your template. That means in our template area, that is our app shop, that is our home. So now I want to create another file, and I just name it as a product detail, product_detail.html. Okay, so I just name it as a product detail.html. So now we have to view it. So if you want to view it, if you go to our app shop, into the app shop, and that is our view, right? So into the view area, I have already added our class view as a list view and the details view. So now with this details view, we can actually visible it. So for doing this, I want to create another class, and here I define that class name as a product detail. So here I define the product detail, and into the product detail class area, we have to define our this class, that means our details view class, right? And also here, if you want to access this product details, then you have to must as a logged in. So if you want to defining it, then you have to add another class. I think you already remember it. So that is one of the class as a mixed in area. So from our Django, there is a contrib, and then the auth, and then our mixin. So from to the mixin, I want to import our logging required mixin. So I just simply define as a login required mixin as a mixin. Okay, so here you have to defining it as a logging required mixin. So now we have to also defining it. So I just simply define as a logging required mixin, and then our details view. So now here I want to define our model. So that is our model. So it should be as a product model. So I have already import our models in the model input product. So with this product, I want to define our the template name. Right, there is a template name. Here we have to load our template that I have created as in our app shop. So into the app shop, here I have defined one of the, I have already created on the page as a product details.html, product_detail.html, right? And now also for access this page, we have to create one of the URL. That means in our app shop, into the app shop, if you go to that URL, here we have to define one of the another path. So I just simply copy it, and it should be as a product. Okay, I just name it as a product. And as I told you, every product that have some of the specific ID, right? So we have to also get that things with a specific one of the requested ID. For the reasons here, I define as a PK, that means the primary key. And then in our views, into the views area, I have already defined one of the class. So that is our product details. So now I just simply define our product details as view, and I just name it as a product details, product_detail. Okay, so this type of one of the name I have defined for a specific this path. So now I want to put that link. I want to put that link in our home page, in our title area. That means here, so that is in our home. That means if you go to our home, and here you can say define our product name. So to the product name area, I have to define our this URL. So I just simply define as a URL. URL will be in our app shop. Into the app shop, that is our app shop. Into the app shop area, I have defined that name as a product details. So now I just simply define our product details. And also after that, we have to define our ID. That is our primary key, right? So this primary key I have to define. So after this, I just simply define as a PK, that means our primary key. Our primary key will be, right now I am already into our for loop. I have get all the data with this product. So now with this product, I want to define our this primary key ID. So I just simply define as a PK. Okay, now if you click as a save all, and now if you refresh that page, And now if you put your cursor, you can see it's now showing as a product and the 5 ID. So that is our 4 ID, that is our 3 ID, and that is our 2 ID, and also that is our ID, right friend? I hope you can well understand about it. So now with a specific this requested ID, I want to get all the data and visible it in our product details page. That means I have created our product details, so that is our product details. So here first of all we have to extend it, right? So here we have to extend. So we have to extend our base HTML, base.html, and then also we have to define our body blog. So that means our blog. So our blog will be as a body, okay, body underscore blog, and also we have to end this blog. So I just simply define our end blog, so that is our end blog. So now here if you want to display your all that product details, so here in our view, so I didn't pass anything. So when you didn't pass anything, automatically it will be get all the data with default one of the object as an object. Okay, so here I can use it like I show you. I have already discussed about that things with you. It will be as an object. So I just simply define as an object, and with this object I want to display our name. That means if you go to our app shop, into the app shop, if you go to our model, into the model area, I define that our product name as a name, right? That means our field name as a name. So now if you access that name, so I just simply define that name. Now click as a save all. Now if you refresh it, now that is actually our product, that is our ID 5. So that is our programming is thinking. So now if you click as on here, yes, you can see it's now perfectly redirected to our product with our 5 ID, and also it's now showing our product name, right? So now we have to customize it. So here I want to display our everything with little bit some basic design. So here I want to apply some of the design for this page. Okay, so right now I just remove it. So here first of all, that is our body, and better I take it on here, and here I take one of the div, and I just define the div one of the class as a container. Okay, container, and then my5. So I just simply define as a container my5 class, and then also I take another div and define that div class as a card, so which I have already created, that is our card class, and then I define another one as a row. So into the row area I want to define actually like here it should be display our images, and in particular that position, that is our another row area. That means here I want to define another column. Into the column area I want to display our product everything. Okay, so for doing this, there is our call row. So after this I want to take another aside. So aside, so here into the aside area I define as a call sm. Okay, I define the call sm as a 5. So call sm5, and then border. So border will be in our right position. So I just simply define as a right. Okay, so that is actually one of the asset class I have defined, and then I define one of the article. So and into the article area I want to define some of the class. Okay, we have to also create some of the class. Better I just put that name as a gallery underscore WAP. So this type of one of the class we have to create, and here I want to display our images. So after this I take one of the another div. Here I define that name as the image, and then big. Okay, that means big sizes image as a verb. So just simply defining it, and here I want to load our image. Okay, so here if you want to use it, I just put on the link, and also here I define that image tag. So our image tag will be, I think you already know about it. So here it will be as a media. So into the media area with our object we can actually display it. We can display everything with this object. So I just simply define as an object. So with this object I want to define our image name or image field name as a main image. So I just simply define our main image, and after that also I want to define one of the style. That means I want to put some of the white for this image rather than it should be as a actually big size. So that is a style, and into the style area I want to define as a wide. So wide will be as a whatever you want. So right now I just define as a 40, that 450 pixel. Perfect. So here I have defined our side. So our aside is ended on here, right? So better I define as a article and then our aside. And after this aside, I want to take another one. So I take another aside. So here after this I define as a aside, and into the class area before I have used as a call sm5. So right now I want to use another one. I want to use that call sm7. Okay, so that will be as a 7, that means a 12. Perfect. And in particular that position I also define another article. So article, so I define another article class. So here we have to define another class, we have to create it. So I just simply name it as right now as a card. Okay, card, it should be as a card body, and then I define as a p. So I just simply define as a p5, and then I want to display our name. That means in our h3 here I define some of the class, we have to also create it. I just define the class as a title mp3. Okay, so this type of one of the name I have defined, and that here with this object I want to display our name, that means our product name. Okay friend, so after that also I want to take one of the paragraph, then better. So I just simply define the paragraph, and with the paragraph area I define the class. So I just simply define the class, and this class I have to create it actually. So I just simply define the price. Okay, so price details, so I just name it as a price detail as a warm. Okay, warm. And here, so here in particular that area I want to define one of the span. Okay, I just simply define the span, and in the span area I define the class. So that is our class, and this class I name it as a price h3 text warning. Okay, I just name it as a price text warning. So there is a price details, there is a price text warning, and here I want to take one of the I want to show our price actually. So I take another span, and for this span I define one of the class, and this class I name it as a currency. Okay, currency will be as a USD and dollar. So here I want to define one of the span, and also here I want to display our price. So for the price, if you want to display, then you have to define another span. So I just better define another span, and this span class. So here I define that class name will be as a number. Okay, and then here I want to display our object. So with this object I want to display our price. That means if you go to our model, so our for main price actually name is a price. Okay, and also we have to actually display our old price. So I just simply define our main price, and then there is a span, and then here there is our p tag. That means that is our p tag. And after that p tag I want to display our description. So here if you want to display it, it's better I take one of the DL. Okay, so I just define the DL, and for the DL class, so here I define the classes they will be as an item property. Okay, item property, into the item property area I define with our DT. So with this DT it should be as a description. So description, our description will be visible on here. So after this DT, there is also another HTML code actually. There's a DD, and into the DD area I want to define one of the p tag. So here I define one of the p tag, and into the p tag area I want to define our description. So our description with our object. So with this object I want to display our description field data, that means our details text. So here I just simply define our details text. Okay friend, and also after this we have to add one of the button as for our add to cart. So for the reasons, after this I take one of the ahref, and with the ahref area I define the class. It should be as a btn large, and then btn out. I want to define the outline. Okay, outline as a primary. So outline primary as a text. So there is our text, and will be as a uppercase. Okay, I just name it as a text will be as uppercase. Okay, after this here here I want to define one of the fafa icon. So fafa icon, I want to use it. That will be as a actually add to cart icon. So better shopping. So that is our shopping cart. So I want to use it. So that is our shopping cart. I just simply copy it. Now go here. After this, I define as a shopping cart. We don't need this. I just simply remove it. And here after this, I need to display our add to cart, one of the text, add to cart. Okay, so I just name it as add to cart. And after that, that is our A. So I just simply add this A. And then our article, our A side, and then our all the div. Okay, so that is all that our div. There is a 1, there is a 2, and there is a 3, and that is our end block. Perfect. So friend, here I have defined some of the building, and also here I defined some of the class that we have to create. So now if you actually click as a save all, here I didn't create this all that CSS. Now if you click as a refresh, yeah, now you can see it's now showing actually like that way. That is our image is visible, that is our product title is visible, USD, that means the product price is visible, description is visible. Okay, and also here I define one of the add to cart. That means here I define one of the add to cart. So that is our add to cart button is now perfectly visible, right? So now here if you want to like there is our description area. So here if you want to add the description, and here also they have one of the filter as a line breaks. So I want to use it. So that is our description, that is our details text. So after this I want to define one of the line break, and here line and then break. Okay, so that is our line break. So if you use that line breaks, then automatically whatever the data you will insert which way, then it should be visible. Refresh it. Yeah, you can see it's now perfectly visible, everything on here. And also if you go to our home and open our this product, perfectly you can see it perfectly now visible, our this product name, USD, description. And here also if you want to display that category, you can also defining it like that is our description. Better I want to take another one. So after this, here before that description I take as a DT as a our description. And also after this, here I want to display our category. So with this object, with this object I want to display our category field, that is actually our category. Okay, so now I just simply define that category. Now if you click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, yeah, you can see it's now perfectly display our category. So better I want to display it as a category name, okay. And also I want to make that things as a bold. So better I want to define as a bold, and in our bold area I just simply add it. And also after this I want to define some of the bracket. Okay, I just simply define 2 of this bracket, click as a save all, refresh it. Yeah, you can see it's not perfectly visible our category, that means the category name, and also showing our category, right? So better I take 1, click as a save all, refresh it. Yeah, that is actually our category. And also here if you want to change it, that means change that color, better here I want to define one of the font. Okay, font color, and for this font color I want to define as a red. And also we have to finish this font. So I just simply define as a font. Okay, so I just simply finish it. Now it should become red. Actually it should be a little bit look at it rather than it's everything is looking same. Yeah, you can see it's now perfectly showing our category name as our t-shirt. That means this is actually our t-shirt category products. For the reasons it's now showing as a t-shirt. Okay, and also if you want to display or another one, if you go to that model, into the model there is our preview text, right? So if you also want to display that preview text, you can display it. So better it should be just like that same. And after this div here I want to paste it. First of all I want to check it everything is perfectly working or not. I just click the refresh. Yeah, you can see after this actually is visible. And now better after this I take some of the bracket, then it will be better. So I just simply define some of the bracket. Okay, So that should be our price. Better I want to show our short description, that means our preview text. Into the preview text I want to display it on here, and then it should be our details text, right? Now I just click as a save all. Now if you refresh it, yeah, you can see it's now showing our preview text, add to cart, and that is our description. So for description I want to do here, there is our description, right? So I just simply copy it, and after this I take as a description, and here I make that as a short description. So it should be as a short description. Now let's check this out. If you now click as a save all, refresh it, yeah, you can see it's now perfect. Now it's showing as a short description, and that is our description is visible. Okay, and also after that category I want to add one of the bracket. So whatever you want, actually I think you can well understand about it, what exactly the things I did on here. So after this category name, that means after this category name I want to put some of the bracket. So here I take another bracket, click as a save all, refresh it, perfect. So now everything is working. So that is our description is visible, that is our add to cart button is visible, that is our product name is visible, product price, category name is visible, short description is visible. Go here, there is our another product, go here, that is our ID2, that is our description is visible, add to cart, short description, and everything is perfect. Okay friend, so now we are ready to add to cart this product. So now in our next video I will discuss about that add to cart and order process. So from here, if you want to add to cart this product, it should be redirected to our this order area. So how can do that work? In our next video I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.